60 years of age. He walked into Charing Cross Hospital, no underlying conditions. This was in March, at the very beginning, when no one really knew what was going on or what was being, we were all a bit confused, right? He walked into Charing Cross, no symptoms of sniffles or cold. He walked in with a urinary tract infection to get treated. They said, oh, Mr. Sanger, we are going to keep you in and have you tested. And he got a bit scared and he stayed in. They didn't say go home and isolate. They didn't say go and get vitamin D. They didn't say go and boost your vitamin C levels, make sure you get fresh air and don't get in contact. No, we're going to keep you in and we're going to shove you on a ventilator. Within 3 weeks, he was dead. Right? Now listen, when you understand that the NHS is incentivized to put people on ventilators, when you realize that doctors are incentivized to put COVID on death certificates, right, then you realize there's malpractice going on. When you realize your own government put blanket DNR orders on every single old person in every single government-owned care home across the UK, you will know, my friend, that this is no longer about a virus.
You know, that's very interesting, because I agree with that how they're just writing people off as COVID, yeah? And like my friend who passed away, they did no tests on him, nothing. I'll be honest with you, nothing, Lucky. And all they said was, it's COVID-19, that's it. Now, talking about changing the creation of God, there is a verse in the Quran that actually talks about this. And I'll read it out for you, it's very interesting. And this is Satan speaking to God. And it says, and I will mislead them, and I will arouse them in sinful desires, and I will command them so they will slit the ears of the cattle, and I will command them so they will change the creation of God. And whoever takes Satan as an ally instead of God has certainly sustained a clear loss. So Satan is promising God, because he's a rebellious person, he's saying that I'm going to change the creation, your creation. So it's very important for us to, because sometimes when it comes to conspiracy theories, we just think, oh, conspiracy. Look, 9/11, I was doing some research about 9/11 before I came to Islam. And we was thinking, oh yeah, whatever. Now you have 2,000 scientists. I signed up to 9/11 Rethink, and there's 2,000 scientists, not Muslims, who are coming and questioning the whole thing.
Oh, there's way more,
yes,
brother.
Exactly.
There's
so
way
the
more.
thing is, sometimes with conspiracy theories, yes, there are people who go to extremes. We agree. But do not dismiss and disregard certain things, because if you do that, you're closing your mind to everything. That's the reason why I wanted you to come here today and tell us. I might not agree with everything, but there are certain things that you're saying that make sense. So, So are you saying that, for example, you did deny that COVID-19 outright exists?
I believe something exists, and from my observation of what is going on, it's just like the annual flu season. In fact, when you look at the death numbers, where is all the flu deaths gone?
That's very interesting.
They've gone. They've all been sucked up into this whole COVID thing, which is actually less than the 5-year average.
Exactly. So look, again, look, I'm trying to learn for myself. There was the numbers of figures of people dying of flu. The numbers they had, and if you compare them with COVID-19, it's less.
Yeah, it is.
The point is then, because it wouldn't make sense if they had these death figures of flu, and then you had COVID-19, which added on top of it, but it doesn't. It kind of takes away. So I understand where your concerns come from. Where could people learn more about your movement?
Yes, I run a channel called event202.org. We are online on Facebook. We don't know for how long, because everything is just so censored right now. Look, I'm telling you, doctors, nurses, scientists, world renowned all over in Australia, America, Canada, they're all being gagged. Many of them who are speaking out are being shut down, whitewashed, pushed aside, shut out, and they're being made to look like criminals or look like people discredited, which is really sad, because there's even doctors, Muslim doctors. I've interviewed Muslim surgeons who they spoke out about the atrocities of what is going on, the falsified death certificates, the falsified things, the things that they're being forced to do, and he gets fired. He gets suspended from his job. I mean, there are loads of doctors around the UK right now. Going back to the spiritual aspect, friend, I tell you, you just read me from the Quran. Well, in Revelation 18:4, it talks about the same thing, that men and women will be deceived by sorcery of mighty men, and that the light will no longer be within them, because they will be deceived by by sorcery, pharmakia. It is a form of witchcraft, okay? We shouldn't be injecting poisons into our body, foreign objects and things that change our divine creator, what he put in us and how he made us. It's a mockery when they tell you to wear a mask, because it's saying that the immune system that he gave you is not good enough, you know? And when the churches are being shut down and they're being told that they can't sing, right? The word says that he inhabits the praises of his people. The word says that God, Satan, is the God of this world, and he is the power and the prince of the air. So when you come together in corporate worship, when you come together and you proclaim in the air and you sing and you worship your God, there is something that happens in the atmosphere that the devil can't take anymore, right? So why are churches just accepting this? You know, they're not looking at the scriptures. It says, do not neglect the gathering of the saints. Yet churches around the world have closed their doors. It says, go look after the widow, the orphan, the poor, the lost. How are you doing that? It says, go visit the sick, not avoid it. You know, it's like a complete subversion. This is what Satan does. Hasatan, the accuser of the brethren. That's what he does. He subverts what God originally intended for us.
Exactly. Thank you, Sister Simone. Guys, if you want to learn more about it, like she said, inshallah, she's going to write it down for me as well. Yes, I will have it on the description box, inshallah, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Sister Simone, for your take on the matter. And those who are curious, leave some comments and tell us, inshallah, what you would want to know. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shalom. Shalom. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Thank you. Take care.
Oh, have I got this? Thank you. Got this? Here? Thank you.
Dawood, can I leave you here? Because I need to. Do you want to sit down? Come sit down. Sit down. Dawood. Oh, you want to stand? Okay, no. But can you keep an eye? Yeah.